He knocked my water into my lap.
He got you wet real quick, love.
Oh.
I'm actually disgusted with what I just said. Please ignore it.
Issa, quick with the tongue, are ya?
Oh, don't.
You want to play that game?
Let's go
play that game.
I'm just watching.
Woo!
Hi, babes.
Hello.
Hello.
You look beautiful today, by the way.
So do you. You look radiant.
Oh, before we start, am I on the right setting here?
Yeah.
Okay. Just because,
Yeah.
you know how we do. Anyways.
Oh my gosh.
Can we
What's up,
Hello,
everybody?
Welcome back. This is episode 19.
This is 19?
I think.
Every episode, Issa says the number, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I can't count.
But tell the camera,
Shocking.
also, listeners, Grace Ann looks beautiful. Like, you look beautiful every day, but she looks a little extra beautiful today because she's a little dolled up because of...
I just had my grad photos done by
did.
the wonderful Dessert and Bloom Photography, aka Miss Jade Salinas. We'll link her Instagram down below. She's a wonderful fellow photographer here in Huntsville. And so she took my grad photos since I'm graduating in December, and it was so weird to be in front of the camera, but like it was a lot of fun. We had beautiful weather, which was like always a concern, especially like we live in Texas, so who knows what the weather's gonna be like.
True.
But it was beautiful. It wasn't too. It got kind of windy for a hot second, and it got a little like cloudy, but it honestly it was amazing. So
beautiful.
I'm super excited to see them. But it was kind of weird. Like I'm so used to
being in front of the camera. I mean, behind the camera.
Being behind the camera, and it's like, it's so funny because it's like I'm constantly telling people how to pose, and I can't even pose myself when I'm in front. I feel like I did kind of like, at the beginning, I was a little awkward, and then like, we were like walking up the hill towards the clock tower, and I was like, is this how my clients feel? Like super nervous. I was like, I feel like I have like a whole another respect. Like I understand.
Oh my God.
I understand. But photographers always say, it's good to get in front of the camera.
I think you should do that,
Yeah, like you know how your clients are gonna feel. So
we did have you had an entourage. I was there, Justin was there, and our guest that's coming on today was there.
My personal queer eye, honestly.
Oh, and two of us are queer, so
yes.
I don't know if that's a play on words.
No, honestly, Jessica Pisces did my hair and makeup.
Yes, she did.
She did freaking fabulous. If you're watching, my eyes are like 10 times heavier because I've got eyelashes on.
Yeah.
And I feel like a baddie.
Yeah.
Honestly, I got my nails done. I don't know. I feel really good.
This is random, but I just got a match on Bumble. Should we look at it?
Sure.
Let's look at it.
Can I just say I was watching Issa go through her Bumble yesterday. Oh, she's cute. Oh, she's really cute. Okay, 5'6", 5'7"?
Oh, that's a good question, love. Let's look. 5'7".
That's Issa's dream height.
Let's move on. I just felt like I should open up. Anyways.
What were you saying?
I don't know.
So I had an entourage.
You had an entourage
for the shoot, and it was fabulous. They hyped me up. It was a lot of fun.
Anyways, it was great. I can't wait to see the pics. They're gonna be great. Also, let me just get out of that. Do we want to bring our guests on? I think we should, because
the answer is always yes. You ask us every time. Yes.
I know. I just need that confirmation.
Introduction. Let's go.
So today, everybody, we have a very, 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 very important guest. We've been wanting this guest for a very long time, and he is here today. His name is Jamison Davis. He's a 24-year-old beautiful boy who is actually just got into pottery during quarantine. He is charismatic, adventurous, and he's a boy with great style. So much style that we're wearing his clothes today on the podcast. And he's here to talk to us about, honestly, everything. Please help us welcome Jamison Davis.
Hi.
That was the most graceful entrance.
There's your water, sir.
You could have ever asked for.
Jamison
Thank you so much for
Davis
that.
is on the podcast.
He is.
And
Hi.
I don't know
for sharing your clothes.
To reiterate,
you look
me
great.
and Issa and I should say, are literally wearing his clothes. So I was gonna wear what I was wearing for the senior photos, and then I was like, you know what? kind of want to change.
Yeah.
And you whipped this out. You were like, I have 3 shirts. And we were
I only
like,
got 3.
3 shirts.
1, 2, and 3.
Oh my
There
god,
we go.
I love this.
Love
All
this for us.
thrifted. I had to like participate. You know, I had to be a radiator. So these are all
Shake
of
my
my
hand.
thrifters.
Shake my hand too
Sir.
after that.
Thrifting goodies that are my favorites.
Also,
Oh my God.
before we get into it, what do you rate our podcast?
10 out of 10. Don't ask again. 10
No
out of 10.
hesitation. This is what I'm talking about.
The no hesitation
That's
is
what
what
I'm
gets me. Oh, also before we dive in, we were at the store earlier and we bought some kombucha shots that we're gonna take right now together. We got, which one was yours? The immunity.
I'm this one.
Okay, we got immunity for Jamison.
Got
Immunity.
The other immunity, and I got energy.
This looks like snot.
And we're gonna do it because I've never
Is
taken
it
one of
supposed
these.
to be good?
I don't think so.
Oh.
No, it's supposed to taste really bad, and that's the point.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing it together.
Yep. Also, some of us here, maybe I did take a shot right before this, so I don't know how this is gonna go down. Let's see.
We've got our water chaser. She'll be great.
Whew. Don't smell it.
No, don't smell
Let's
it.
all cheers though.
Mine says elderberry with probiotics.
Mine says turmeric and probiotics.
Ooh,
Turmeric.
Mine says, yeah,
Isn't
turmeric.
that a plant?
That's really
Yes,
good for you.
it's
Mine
delicious.
says coffee fruit and reishi.
Coffee, of course.
My question now is,
What?
whose eyes do we stare into if it's not?
Oh,
Look.
all of each other's, because if you don't know,
We just keep looking.
if you don't cheers, hit the floor, and then look into each other's eyes before you take a shot, you have 10 years of bad sex. That's actually a thing I heard.
Mine
so let's
tastes
do it.
good.
Okay.
Smells.
Cheers. Let's look into each other's eyes simultaneously.
I would do it again.
Mine wasn't bad. Mine was really good, actually. What's yours bad?
Sip some water. Sip some water.
Are you okay? Thank you. Are you okay, love?
Ew.
Okay, so
I want to vomit.
We are now well. We are
So-
well.
Why did you give me the one that looks like snot?
Because we didn't want that
My
one.
throat is on fire.
So don't, because it's a turmeric.
Oh.
I got you. It's a turmeric. So don't do the yellow immunity. We say yes to the red
We
immunity.
do say yes to the red.
And I say yes to the energy. So sorry, we didn't know. We really didn't.
I feel like we just played that jelly bean game.
Mm.
God, that game sucks.
Next episode.
Well, I think that was a great way to start.
For sure.
So, anyway.
Ow! I feel great.
I do too. I feel really immune.
Wellness
My
shot.
immunity is really boosted after that. I feel great.
Can I
good.
just say I'm excited because we've currently got a lasagna heating up in the oven. So as soon as we're done with this podcast, it'll be ready to go. So
All right.
let's get this show on the road.
I want to
shall
bring
we?
something up
Okay.
with Mr. Jamison Davis. over
Oh,
here.
here we go. Let's get into it.
So,
What a day.
as you guys know, Gracie and I love coffee. We love, the local shops around here. So we took Jamison because you don't live in Huntsville.
I do not.
What do you? Well,
I
you don't have to say where, but
Yeah.
He's from my hometown. That's how we met. We didn't even talk about how we know him.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
we'll get there.
Anyway, I'm a barista at Starbucks, and
Yes,
so
he
like
is.
coffee is something I'm familiar with.
Yes.
So every chance I get, I like to try the area's local coffee shops. I'm familiar with
Yes.
locality, so wanted
Love
to
that.
test it out.
Oh, are you familiar, sir? Well, he's getting familiar. Let's just say that because we went to Grace Ann's photo shoot. We're taking pictures. Jamison and I
Of
decided,
course, half my shoot was at the place that I spend every day, Sipsies.
and that's
Thank
fine.
you.
And if anybody has anything to say about that,
sponsor the podcast.
please.
Honestly,
Maybe after this. The point is,
the Radiate Podcast at gmail.com.
yes,
There we go.
yes. Say it again for the people in the back.
The Radiate Podcast at gmail.com.
So, Jamison and I walk in, and we're sitting, we're talking, and we're getting deep. Then
Every
Jamison
time,
says,
every
"Oh, that boy, the barista's kind of cute," and I was like, "Oh, he is cute." Time goes on. Jamison goes to get his coffee, and what does the boy say?
Dead in the eyes, best eye contact I've ever held. Better than East End Eye shot taking,
Ooh, ooh.
And he says, "Here's your dirty blonde latte," and I said, "Thank you." And he said, "I like your tattoos, by the way," which are not being showed. I don't have
they're
tattoos.
beautiful.
But, yeah, and it was just really refreshing
Yeah.
to have that interaction, and
Yeah.
I had to compliment back. It's
Yeah.
polite. Plus, they were cool. I liked them back. So,
Yeah. Also, for the people out there, like, there's gay code. That right there is a gay code. It's like, I like your tattoos. Like, I like your style. I like your something. So when I heard that, I, turned around and I was like, and what you guys... So, let's fast forward.
I keep reading the comment. She said in the car. Hold on, I'll say it. So what did you do, Jameson? What did you do?
So we left, and what did you do?
I got really excited.
Of course,
as one should.
And I asked right away, who's got a pen?
Yep.
I needed a pen because they have little sleeves, little cardboard sleeves.
Meanwhile,
on
I'm literally
cold
trying
drinks.
to take my pictures, and I'm
She's
like, what is going on?
She doesn't
Jade
know
is like laughing
anything
her butt
about what's
off.
going on. We're just over there chatting and chilling and freaking out just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
And and then we have to debrief.
Yeah.
Take a second to brief, catch our calmness, and then I needed a pen.
Yeah. And what did you need the pen for?
Oh, I had to write my name and number.
And what you guys don't know is I recorded the whole thing.
You
We're
did?
gonna watch it right now because I want the audience, because I'm gonna screen it if that's
no.
okay with you.
I did not.
Wait, what do you
process.
mean you recorded it?
Exactly what I was like, because Jameson's like, I'm gonna give my number. Do you know how have you ever given someone your number just?
Yes, I have.
But to their face, I've written it down.
Yes, I have.
Okay. I haven't, okay? Because that's
It
bad.
ended
It's in the
awful.
water.
It ended awful.
It's in the water. We just have it.
There were so
Okay, I
many
respect
red flags.
that. I respect
Moving
that.
on.
I respect that. So
Moving forward.
let's
Moving
watch
forward.
it, and the screen is also gonna watch with us, okay?
Oh my god.
So here's Jameson walking up. He said, "Do you have a pen? Talk us through, please."
I said, hey, do you have a pen? He said, what? I said, a pen. At this point, I've got my arm up. I'm writing my name, JAMISON, and then my number, 979.
Beep, beep,
And then I
beep.
hand it to him through the window, and I said, that's my number. He said, what? And I said, that's my number, right there. That's my number.
Wow.
I
And what
had
was
him-
his reaction?
He said, oh. And I said, mm-hmm. But I kind of left before I got to the reaction part, because I like a little mystery.
Yeah. So we were talking about the way home, and we felt like that'd be a good thing to talk about, like
for sure.
being what do you call that?
Bold.
Bold and going
Straightforward.
after what you want.
Yeah.
We all know, if you listen, Grace Ann went after her current boyfriend and got the current boyfriend. This could be a current boyfriend for you. Who knows?
We never know.
We never know.
You don't know if you don't try.
I would just like to say the comment that Issa said in the car. She said, I love, what did you say about the one day?
Yeah. I said, I love that Jameson's here for one day and gets someone's attention. I've been here for 3 mother effing years. Where's my attention? In my defense, a couple years, 1 I was out, 2 I was with someone, but it's been months.
The time is now. Be bold.
I can't be bold.
But what you gotta lose? What
Y'all
you gotta
both need
lose?
to teach me how to be more bold.
I think Issa is in that point of her life where she's just vibing with
You're right.
herself, loving
and
herself.
There's nothing wrong with that, as you should.
Yeah.
As you should.
I'm a true believer in, like I've said this before, timing is everything, and I think you never want to force anything. And I feel like when you know, you'll know. Like you'll have that gut feeling, like I want her, or I want him. 1%. Let's not forget this.
That's true.
So Jameson, how do we be bold? Like
How do y'all,
bold and beautiful.
yeah.
I don't know. It's just like a confidence thing. Some days you got it, some days you don't. Today I have
true.
it.
You had it.
But when you have your crew with you, the vibes are always right. The energy's always high. Everybody wants the best for each other, and they're like, "Go get what you want."
That's true. That's true. And he complimented you. Like, he
For
kind of
sure.
made the first step.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't have known without that.
True.
And I don't know if he would have known either. But we're good at
God.
stalking, especially since this one goes there every day.
Oh, she knew his name, love. She didn't even see him. She goes, I don't want to say his name, but she knew his name.
For animosity
I mean,
purposes,
I knew.
Dave.
Dave.
You knew. Honestly, with your brain and Jessica's fingers over there, we got his Facebook and Instagram in like 2 minutes. Don't know how we did that. But be bold is what the point of this
Yeah,
is.
for
If you
sure.
happen to be watching this, or listening,
I gave you my number. I'm still waiting.
What time do they close, love?
9.
What time is it now, love?
It's 8:30.
Oh, we got 30 minutes.
We're
So-
waiting.
We like a working boy.
We're
what if
patient.
what if he texts while
We're
on the
patient.
podcast?
So we'll see.
We would really love that. Dave, please text us.
Dave.
Okay, so let's kind of like switch it up.
Okay,
You know?
switch that thing
so
up.
like, what is your reaction if someone comes up to you and is bold and like,
I was having this conversation with Early. Usually on dates, there's like this feeling I get often, unfortunately, where I feel like the vibes are right, the energy's good, we're chilling. However, I feel like the other person is more interested than I am, and it may not be like.
Yeah.
I could be like holding back some. My walls are usually built pretty sturdy. I'm a Cancer, so Emotions are heightened at all times to me. That's how I relate. But yeah, I feel like you get that I just can understand when I see or feel someone either leaning in too hard or forcing something, or me just like
giggling too much.
Yeah, or me like zoning out, being like, I don't want to put the wrong intentions.
Because we talk about the ick all the time.
I think that what a lot of people may need to hear is that they need to pay more attention to body language. Because body language will like tell you 100% what someone is feeling. You know?
So true.
Like if they're sitting back and their arms are across their chest.
I do not love us.
That doesn't mean that's my comfortable pose.
I'm kidding.
I've got long arms.
No. But I'm saying like if you're on a date though, and like the person's just kind of like hugging themselves and like kind of like closed off and like leaning back, like
you're right.
There's tells to body language. Sure. You know, I think the number one thing in my head is eye contact, and if they're like kind of like leaning forward, you can always tell the vibe. Yeah, I see James. He's leaning forward, but yeah, you can always tell the vibe.
Yeah,
so
no, I think body language
if you're one of those people who doesn't really like, you get the first date jitters, or you're on a first date and you're wondering to yourself, I wonder how this is going. Pay attention to their body language, honestly, because that will tell you a lot.
But and to my overthinkers out there, are y'all overthinkers?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so am I. I completely agree with that, but don't think about it too much. Don't be like, she has her arm on the table, she probably wants to hit me with that arm.
She's her arm on the table. Maybe she wants me to hold her hand.
Oh
like,
my God,
don't be. There's a line.
Yeah, body language.
Yeah. Have you ever been on a date and someone like didn't get the vibe? Like you were like not into it, and they're like, I'm into it.
Yeah.
And how did you handle that?
It was short and sweet. I said, "Oh, that was great. I gotta go."
Oof.
Not my proudest moment, but like I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm just uncomfortable, just sitting there and being like,
no.
What's the most awkward thing you've ever done on a date?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
Or
someone else did, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I called somebody out one time.
Like what?
I was like, is that a hickey on your neck? I don't know if it went over that well, but I kind of knew right then and there it was not worth it. It's kind of this moment right here.
The most awkward thing that's ever happened to me, he knocked my water into my lap.
He got you wet real quick, love.
Oh.
I'm actually disgusted with what I just said. Please ignore it.
Isa, quick with the tongue, are ya?
Oh, don't.
You want to play that game?
Let's go.
You want to play that game?
I'm just watching.
We were sitting at the table, and total accident, obviously.
That's kind of cute, though.
Knocked the water into my lap, and I was like, ah! It was,
Oh, was he nervous?
He felt really bad. Yeah.
Aww. I can't think about one time I was on a date with a boy. We were at the movies, and his arm was around me. He had some muscle, and I was like, my neck was a little broken. I was like, oh, and he's like, get closer. I was like, what? But I had to pretend. But if you're out there, you're a nice guy. Move on. So that was pretty awkward. Like I was like, oh, I just don't want to be here. Like my neck.
I feel like every experience you had with a guy was awkward for you.
No. It actually wasn't. But they didn't know I like girls was the problem.
Yeah.
You know? Did you go on dates with girls?
Oh! Do we want to get into that?
Let's get if we can.
I never really like went on dates with girls. No.
Okay, but girls loved you.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
God.
Do we want to talk? What was that over there? For the listeners,
we were tight. We were high school buddies. Girls just loved me.
Yeah. I mean, he's beautiful. Look at this man.
Do you see him?
Listeners, go to YouTube right now. Look at this man's face.
Jesus.
This man is a model.
Literally, some could say.
Nobody can say. Nobody pays me for that.
Some can say what?
Gay Jesus.
Oh, I've gotten that before at the club.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that?
At the club. Oh my God, man!
I was really
that like you look like a gay Jesus.
For real, that's how it went. Okay, so
I love that.
I was at the club. Someone had bought me a nice drink. I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. So I was chatting because I'm polite, and this guy next to me was a little bit drunk. He says, "Do you ever watch Queer Eye?" And I was like, "Everybody at this club watches Queer Eye." He's like, "You know Jonathan Van Ness?" And I was like, "Mm-hmm."
Yes.
I sure do. He's like gay God, but you're like gay Jesus. And I was like, you know what? I think that's a big compliment.
That's a huge
Not that I'm
compliment.
Jesus in any way.
No.
But
Would you say Jesus is the main character?
Yeah, honestly, like more than God.
He died on that cross.
Like, it's about Jesus.
You're right.
So you are the main character.
You are the main character.
Jonathan, sit down.
Welcome to my show. This is my podcast now.
They kind of like, we were in the car yesterday on the way to the Woodlands, and I was like, guys, we're kind of like Queer Eye.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
So like, I was like, you know what? I want to be Bobby. I feel like I kind of like decor, fixing things up, you know. Issa, you are.
I claim to be tan.
Not because you're brown.
Well, I did get some inspiration from that.
Okay, well,
I did find myself the short tan man. Well, I'm not a man, but like I had to relate with someone that had to be tan, and he's a sweet little man.
Of
so
course.
You literally doing the French tuck right now, aren't you?
So
Kind of, sorta.
he was a
It's so cute.
French tuck.
French tuck.
French tuck, if you don't know it, this is example right here. Take note. Do it.
It's a look.
He's obviously Jonathan
I'm JVM.
Jivian, and then we had Jess as we couldn't decide. What was it, Karama or Anthony?
Anthony.
We said Anthony.
She was a little bit of
Anthony.
both, but I think she was really feeling Anthony vibes.
And then we actually made Kenneth,
My brother,
your brother, Karamo,
because he's a very
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in the middle of this. I'm gonna discuss. So that was a great time in the car.
It's just been a really fun 2 days. I feel like
for sure.
whenever Jamison is around, it's always a fun time. But kind of backstory with us.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
The first time you ever talked to me, we were on the football field
At a track and field
meet, and I didn't get into. He was like a journalism geek nerd person. Like he was that guy. Okay, and I was taking pictures for like the newspaper, like for me, I wasn't in the yearbook yet, and
backstory: Grayson's had a camera. She like came out the womb, and she was taking pictures and started her photography page in forever.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there in the yearbook club like all the time, like I don't know why she's not taking pictures for us. I don't know why she's not trying to like get her career started and like join journalism. And so one day at the track and field event, I called her out on it.
Ooh.
I said, Grace Ann, I know we don't like know each other like that, but why are you not in journalism?
I was like, what?
Okay, that's
This is so
sweet.
forward.
I know, I was kind of aggressive about it.
You
I'm
were.
sorry. But look where you are now.
I was like, who is this tall brunette man?
Beautiful eyes, beautiful. So y'all became friends after that?
Guys, Jameson in high school was a whole different Jameson. Like you had such a like innocent schoolboy.
But, like,
Oh,
your
I
hair
for sure
so
was.
short.
I was going for the
Such
preppy
baby
look.
face.
That's
You went
not
for it,
it.
honey.
That's
He's like,
not
he's
it.
cute. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna get into this.
Get into
We
it.
got close because we both had forward exchange students in high school, and then we ended up going to Germany with a bunch of other Lagrange kids, and through that entire program, like hosting in Texas and then going to Germany, we became really close. That's how we also became super close to Anna. Hey Anna, shout out to you, boo.
Shout
out.
So through that entire process, that's how we kind of became close. Also, the fact is, like, I did end up joining journalism, mainly because of him, honestly, because he kind of gave me that confidence boost, like, you can do it. And so I joined, and that, like, helped me, us get closer, all that fun stuff. And through this entire process, I was like, he's cute. He's cute.
He's
and I'm not gonna lie, everybody knows this. In this room, at least, and everyone who's listening.
Now YouTube.
If you know Jamison has a very like flirtatious like personality.
Would you say?
I mean, the thing is, like, you are my 1%. I feel like at this point, like that should give enough.
I got a 1% too.
Oh, don't play with me,
At
honey.
the top of the list.
There you go.
So there we go.
So to make this a long story short, we were at like an event. A party in Germany.
I have a video if we want to enter.
No, it's fine.
Send that to
it's
me, honey.
fine. And this just so happened to be. I had a little fun. Everybody had a little fun. Okay.
We were young, dumb in
said
Germany.
Some things, and I wasn't completely sober, and
Doesn't even drink now. Doesn't even drink.
Yeah, that was actually the first time that I was ever not sober. Was literally in
We should
Germany.
talk about that later.
Moving forward, so I ended up saying, "Oh my God, I want to make out with Jamison," and he wasn't there. Okay, he wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
He would end up finding out not even 12 hours later that I said this. Okay.
Ooh, someone snitched.
What's up, Isamar? How you doing?
Wait, but here's the thing. We had that crew locked. It was Grayson, Anna, myself, and Isamar. It was all four of us. And so we did everything together.
Next day, we're sitting at the
American
football game.
Which was weird.
Which was really weird.
Okay,
they usually call football soccer, or soccer football.
They played American
football.
Interesting.
Isamar decided to open up about this little event, okay? I had never been more embarrassed in my life.
I was the only one not there, though. So, like, everyone knew everything, and then I was there, like, listening to everyone's story, looking like this the whole time, being like, dang, I should have been there.
And why weren't you there?
Well, my exchange student and I decided to do something a little bit different.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got the news that she wanted to make out with you.
Yes, it was very awkward, because at that time, Jamison was not out.
Yes, but you knew, obviously, you were gay.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So...
But this is also something that, like... That thought also, like, I didn't know. I was like, I think he is, but, like, maybe not.
You never know.
I was like, he's flirty.
You
but
can
like,
also just make out with someone to make out with somebody.
True. But not at this age. Okay, so can we fast forward to when...
Oh,
so
sure.
You developed feelings, maybe. No, not that dramatic.
I don't think it was that
You had a crush on him.
We didn't know each other that well at that point. Yeah. We were getting to know each other.
You just had a little crush.
I think it was also because, like, it was, like, he was just, like, one of the, like, my guy friends, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it was also because, like, he was in journalism. He's just a nice guy, stand-up
he's
fella.
great.
There are probably a lot of girls that were in high school back then that were like, Jameson is so cute.
I love that.
So cute. Also, he had dated a girl in high school, so that was also, like, playing in my head.
Sure.
Well, maybe, like, bye. I don't know.
You're so educated at such a young age.
Forward.
It really is.
Moving forward.
Yeah.
It would be a couple weeks later that he decides to
open up
and tell us that he has a date with a guy.
Ooh,
and I felt like I was slapped in the face because my dreams came crashing down.
The silence in the car was awkward.
Definitely. Anna was in the back seat and she was like hyping him up.
So
Meanwhile, this is my face.
Did you? What were you thinking that Grace Ann was thinking when you told her? Because she was silent.
I had no clue.
Did you think she was judging?
I don't know.
Okay.
It was so long ago, I don't remember fully.
Okay.
When did I tell you that, like, how I was, like, what my thought process was?
I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I wasn't judging him at all. I was just like, wow, I really liked a gay boy.
But to me, it wasn't really that big of a deal. It was like, this is part of my life. I wanted to share it with my friends, and so I shared it.
I was so happy for him.
It was like no big deal.
Awesome.
So happy for him.
Yes.
And in my head, I'm like, fuck, gotta go my own way. It was not even that serious.
No, but it was a crush.
But we like to, they make fun of me for it.
Crushes can, like, hurt.
Ooh.
Like, a little crush can hurt. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's funny because it's always like the gay person in love with the straight person, and here it's like the straight person in love with the gay person.
I think it's funny though because, like, I'm not really into white guys, and so the one white guy I was into was gay.
I heard that.
Good job.
That's great. Put that on your resume, honestly.
I will.
Yeah.
Thank you for opening up about that.
You know what?
Who knows who's going through
If
that?
you've ever been in love with your gay best friend, I wasn't in love with you.
Look where we are now.
Look at
Oh
this.
yeah, for
Look at
sure.
this.
I think, like, I don't know. We were close in high school, but then it's like you graduated. I don't know really what.
15.
We just
Oh.
got closer.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it
Yeah.
was definitely Germany. I think it's also because, like, we always kept in touch.
Well, that too, and traveling with your, like, group of friends is something that you have that shared experience
Yes.
with.
We've had a lot of good
And
experiences.
so, like,
we went to Canada
on
together.
top of Germany, we did Canada. And we about to do some more. Writing it down.
We are.
But
Definitely.
when you have that shared experience,
Yeah.
you, like, everything increases and, like, the friendship
For sure.
increases. Like,
Yeah.
all
Like the
that.
stories I'll have.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow. I was curious if you were gonna open up because that was when we became friends. You told me that story. Like, that was one of the first stories you told me. I was like,
I don't even. It's not even
I was
embarrassing.
brought up quick then.
you
Like,
were about to put it.
it's
You're
not
memorable.
embarrassing at all. Honestly, it's
No.
just like it's
So
I don't
like,
think it should be embarrassing at all.
Yeah, it's not
You
embarrassing.
had no idea.
I was just like, oh.
Oh, that's nice, Jamison. Cool.
So nice, so happy for you. Wow, congratulations.
That's really this story reminds me of Billie Eilish. You know that story, that song, Wish You Were
No,
Gay.
I don't know anything about it.
Okay, so she had a crush on a boy, and one of her best friends, she had a crush on him, and he was like, I'm not into you, I'm sorry. So in the song she wrote, she's like, I wish you were gay so I could accept that you didn't like me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. that makes
Turns
sense.
out he came out.
Aww. She
Yeah.
called it.
Yeah, but she was like, I just wish, like, you would be gay so I could be okay with this, because
Yeah.
I'm literally in love with you, and
Yeah.
he was gay the whole time. So
Yeah.
that kind of reminds me of this story, but in a different way. But
You
anyways,
know what? I hope me opening up and sharing my pain has inspired
I
the
think it's
young teen Americans throughout the
Yeah.
world.
I think so too.
I think
Yeah,
it did.
thank y'all.
Thank you. Honestly, thank you for opening up. Moving forward.
I actually want to talk about something real quick. Kind of like going off of like you coming out to us. So you came out in college. Was there a specific reason like why you waited for college? Where like, because we kind of talked about it with like Issa, like she was just kind of like accepting it herself, like trying to figure out like, is this what I'm into? Like kind of like, you know, accepting it.
Yeah.
Is that kind of like, what was it with you? Like you always knew, you just didn't want to like, you feel like you didn't really have to share it. Like you just weren't ready.
I think that timing is everything.
Yeah.
And when you're like, it is what it is. When you get into college, a lot of people are just like young. Everybody's figuring themselves out.
Yeah.
It's like no big deal. I never like went into college hiding anything. Just like everybody who had not known me before college was kind of just like a slow getting to know me process. Rather than college, it was just like right up front. Yeah.
Do you regret anything about how anything happened? Like your coming out process?
For sure, I would have rather had like it been on my own terms and not the way it did happen.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it was like a really awkward moment having to tell my parents in this Mexican restaurant in the middle of nowhere.
Ooh.
Wouldn't recommend, but I also like don't think it has to be big and extravagant.
I agree.
I wanted to like tell them on our road trip in Tennessee I was gonna like do it all, and I was like, nah.
Yeah.
So then like when it happened, and now I'm just like, it is what it is, and I don't really care.
Yeah. I think it's cool that like our generation, I was talking to someone who is gay and he's like in the generation above us, and it's just like times are so different. Like almost every friend group, at least one gay person. And I know that like sounds weird to say, but like 20 years ago it was like you couldn't see that. Yeah. So I think it's cool that like, you know,
time has evolved.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, we also have to acknowledge like all the people that came before us that made this possible,
no,
and
for
like
sure.
that made it okay for us to do this.
I know.
And like not be a big deal about it all.
I know, because like they had to go through so much for us to just be chill. Which, thank you to the people before us.
I think about it all the time too. I'm like,
that's very true. Because like I talked to my mom about it, and she's like, in high school, like you didn't hear about a gay person. If you did, it was like a secret. Yeah. Now it's like it's we look at it as like you're bold and brave if you're like, you know, but it's also normal to us, type of thing. I just think that's cool. And I honestly, this is not trying to be emotional, but it's people like Grace Ann. Honestly, Grace Ann, I'm not gonna get emotional, but she's so like, I'm not gonna get emotional. The thing is,
I have makeup on.
She's so like obviously normal about it, which obviously we would love. Like we want everything.
I think
normal.
sometimes y'all get caught off guard with how normal I am about it.
I think so.
Yeah.
She's more into it than we are half the time.
No, that's so true.
Okay, this makes me sound weird.
That's so true. No, but I appreciate it, at least. I'm sure you do. But it's like, because it's not, you look at us very normal, obvious, like, but to some people that's shocking. And also, you're very considerate and educated. Like, for example, she was messaging one of her clients for a photo shoot, and she's like, hey, like, she was speaking out loud what she was typing, and she's like, hey, girl. She's like, oh, wait, I gotta stop saying that. I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, I just don't want to assume her gender and say, hey, girl, because she looked like she was a part of the community. And, like, in my head, I'm like, that's so nice of you to even think, because a straight person doesn't think about that stuff, like, as much as we would.
No, for sure.
So, I just appreciate you.
I'm gonna cry. I love you. I don't know, I think, like, we've kind of talked about, like, I have been told, like, from someone else that is from, like, LaGrange, our small town, that, like, she's also, like, in the community, and she's, like, reached out to me, especially when, like, all the Black Lives Matter movement was, like, in its prime, and, like, I was posting about it, and she reached out to me, and she just sent me this, like, long paragraph saying how, like, she was thanking me, basically, saying how, like, the fact that we come from the town that we do, and I'm a straight white girl, and yet I'm still, like, speaking my mind and trying to educate people. Yeah. And to me, it's just, like, it's not even a question, you know? Like, I told her, I was like, you know, thank you so much, but, like, I don't want you to thank me for this. Like, I feel like it's honest. I just feel like it's a part of, like, my quote-unquote duty to try and, like, educate people as much as possible. Like, I'm still educating myself every day. Like, I never want to assume that I know everything, because I definitely don't. Whether it comes to politics, you know, the Black Lives Matter movement, the community, like, I don't, like, I'm still educating myself. That's why I always, like, try to be, like, I ask questions and, like, look up stuff. And I think when it comes to, like, running a business, I've had people who have booked with me because I'm not just exclusive to one race or only straight people. Like, I want it to be known that, like, I will cater to literally anybody. Yeah. Everybody deserves to have photos taken of them and to feel beautiful, no matter if you're gay, straight, trans, no matter what.
Yeah, it should be a normal experience.
It should be normal. And so, I don't know, I think that's something like, hey girl, that's something that I've literally always done, and I cringe because I'm just hey girl. But I think especially when it comes to like my business, like I just never want to offend somebody, and I think that is something, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I maybe saw it on Twitter. I remember thinking to myself one day, like I was like reading over my messages, and I'm like, instead of saying like a pronoun like that, I just need to say their name. Like I feel like that's, at the end of the day, like that's the safest thing to do. So yeah, I think at the end of the day, I think it's just like, obviously my group of friends that I have are all very different when it comes to race, who you love. Like I really and truly think a lot of it is just your bubble. You know, if you find yourself surrounded with people who look just like you and think just like you, like I will say that, I've said it once, I'll say it again, I truly think that is a dangerous thing, because it's like you want people who think differently than you and haven't been raised just like you, because you'll see the world not only through your own eyes but theirs too. And I don't know, I think I think a big reason why I think the way I do is just because of my friend circle.
But I think it makes it stronger too.
It's just like made me learn like what y'all have gone through, you know, like what Vincent has gone through. Like it just makes me really look at the world differently, because as a straight white female, I understand the privilege that I have. You know, like I'm not gonna get followed around in a store. But I know some of my friends might not have that same experience based on what they look like. And as fucked up as that is, the fact that I understand that, I feel like that's the step that a lot of white people need to be taking in, because especially with everything that has been going on with Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, like no matter what stance you believe, you know, you lean on, I just want white people to understand the privilege that they do have. I know this is definitely like I feel like when we've gone from point A to point Z, like I'm talking about so many different things.
But they all connect. It's all like one and the same.
To put everything under an umbrella, white people are privileged. Like you're a white male, you know, so like you walking on the street, if they don't know, like the fact that you are in the community, obviously that can
bring struggles.
But the fact that you are a white male, that does give you privilege, because someone who might not necessarily know that you are in the community may treat you differently than compared to someone who isn't a white male. So I hope I'm making sense.
It's all about representation though.
Just respect people. There you go, the end. I'm gonna stop talking.
Be kind, be respectful.
Yeah, just be kind, be respectful.
Treat others how you want to be treated.
So moving forward. I'm sorry, I went kind of off.
No, that was great.
Okay, thank you.
That was great.
Thank you.
We can jump into hot topics. We do have a little bit of hot topics, and then we were talking about maybe doing friendship advice questions, like we used to do. We did with Jess. Okay. You want to get into that?
Bring it on.
Okay, give me some hot topics.
So, have y'all heard of the Ace family?
Not off the top of my head.
YouTube, right?
Family.
Ooh, then maybe I have.
Wasn't there like abuse?
There was allegations of the husband cheating. Does anybody know his name?
Not his first name.
Don't know, but the husband of the Ace family. He's been accused of like cheating on this woman who actually has been with Michael B. Jordan in the past. Giving that as a preference because everybody thinks she should go back to him. It doesn't matter. So let's call her Janet, because I don't freaking know her name.
Miss Janet.
Austin.
Oh, Austin?
Austin Ace.
Her name.
I think it's like Jessica, honestly.
Why is the male Catherine?
Catherine and Austin.
So Austin and Catherine. Austin has been accused of like cheating on Catherine, all this stuff. So yesterday, I think they do YouTube together. They make millions. Okay, he always
Good for him.
Yes, he always gets himself into scandals, but then somehow everybody forgets. They have like 3 kids together, I think, and she edits the YouTube videos, and she had left out a part in the recent YouTube video where they were filming, and she kind of like filmed him, and he kind of snapped at her and yelled at her, and like he has a history of like the abuse. People have accused him of that, and then she claimed that never happened. But he like snapped at her, yelled at her, and like kind of cussed, and she's like, okay, sorry, and then like they went back, and he's like, okay, let's try again, and they all acted like fake and happy, and it was very cringy to see.
Yeah.
So people were like, did she actually forget to like leave that, or like, if you're that famous, you check that video a good amount of times. So what do y'all think was, you know, the point behind it? Because it went out, she took it down and like edited it and then put it back up, like that little 10-second clip.
I feel like it was intentional. She had a purpose with that.
Yeah, like a cry for help or something.
Yeah, a cry for help for sure. Free Britney.
Free Britney. It was awkward though. If you haven't seen it, it's somewhere on the internet, but I don't know.
My gut is telling me that it is a cry for help. Like, that's what I'm kind of leaning towards, because like you do, like when you have that many subscribers and YouTube is your livelihood, you watch that video multiple times to make sure, you know. And
you have other people watch it, honestly.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard for me to believe that it was left in there on accident. That sucks though.
Yeah.
Because it makes me really sad.
Yeah.
Obviously, any type of abuse, whether it's physical or mentally or, you know, verbally, is messed up. So I really hope that somebody close to her, I hope that she's somehow getting help.
Yeah.
Or just like having communication with the husband, being like, that's not cool, don't do it again.
Yeah, you don't talk to people like that.
Yeah.
I'm your wife. I'm not like anything other than that. This is a partnership. We're in this together. Like.
Yeah, and it wasn't, whatever he said wasn't like, if I saw it for the first time, knew nothing about him, I wouldn't be like, oh, that's abuse. Like, it wasn't like that, but it was like, you don't talk to someone you're with like that, and also it was like, so fake, the way he like came back, and I was like, hey, Ace family, like, it was really awkward, and he has a history. So, I just kind of want to bring that up, because it was like everywhere all over the internet, and like, I feel like it was just weird how they were like fake and all that stuff, but yeah, abuse is never good. So if you're in that situation, please get help, because that has to suck.
Yeah, it does.
But
I think a lot of people though too, like that are going through something like that, might not even realize that they are going through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because most of the time, usually the first step to abuse in a relationship is being isolated. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, I feel like some of the most famous YouTubers are super isolated. Yeah. Not saying they're in abusive relationships, but like. Yeah. It can sometimes, I mean, we've heard, you know, Emma Chamberlain talk. We love her, if you can't tell.
We love her.
We've heard Emma Chamberlain talk about it, like how isolated she feels, because like when you are that famous, yes, cool, you have a lot of money, cool, fame, awesome. When you are that famous, it's very hard to trust people. Like, who can you trust? So to me, her kind of leaving that in there, to me, I do think it is a cry for help, because maybe she doesn't have anybody. Like, I don't know them at all. I really don't. Honestly, I don't even know what they look like. I think Philip DeFranco talk about the Ace family before.
Yeah, they've gone into a couple things.
My favorite YouTuber, Philip DeFranco, check him out. Thank you.
Yeah.
So.
Alrighty, well that was a hot topic, and before we hop into the questions, oh crap, I wanted to show my bottle because it's gonna grow. So I got a new water bottle, and we have 2 stickers. Here's Grace Ann and I, for the people who are listening. And I wanted to show this because it's a little naked right now, but I feel like every week I'm gonna add a new sticker.
It's a big goal. I believe in you.
Thank you. Do y'all like my bottle?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, okay. I love your bottle. It's so you, so radiating joy.
Okay, so we're gonna hop. Thank you. We're gonna hop into friendship advice questions.
Okay.
Da da da. Do you wanna sing us in, please?
Friendship questions. You're a true friend. Yeah. Let's do this.
Okay. First question of the day, of the night, is: my best friend is hooking up with gross girls. How do I tell him?
Straight point forward.
Okay.
She nasty.
I'd be like, hey, I'm a little bit concerned about the person that you may be like getting to know.
Hey, when's the last time they were STD checked?
Sorry.
That's important.
But is it like, I wonder if he's saying gross as in that way, or like not cute? Because that's kind of rude, but like, I get it. Like the standards. Do you know what I'm saying?
But I feel like if it's that, then it's like that's no way for him to judge, because it's like everybody has different standards. So like everyone likes what they like. So, like,
True.
if it's, like, how they look, then I feel like he needs to mind his own business. But there's a difference between gross looking and do they shower.
Good point.
I also think it depends on the relationship you have with the person. Like,
Yeah.
I can say stuff to the Grace Ann that I may not say to you yet.
Yeah.
And I may
got
say
you.
something to somebody else that I'm not going to say to nobody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
So, like, it's just, like, intention as well. If you're, like, trying to, like,
Yes.
tear somebody else down, that's not cool. If you're just like, hey, I'm concerned that you may not be in it for the right reason, or if
Yes.
I'm worried that this might happen because you're with this person kind of thing.
Yes.
True.
Then I put my foot down.
That's a great point. Thank you
Yes.
guys for that
Little tidbit.
little tidbit. Okay, another one. Okay, can I ask one? This is like a dating question. Can I ask this one?
Try it out.
How do I politely tell a guy who's really into me to not get his hopes up too much?
Set your intention out the door.
Okay.
Be like, hey, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm looking for. It may not be anything.
Have y'all ever been in that situation?
For sure.
You have.
I have. Should I talk about it? This is the thing. And with the help with Grace Ann, I have been in that situation kind of recently. The point is, you got to tell them up front or else they're not going to know. And that is selfish of you to be like, oh, well, let's just see what we're going to get.
Because
Yeah.
some people just like to have that feeling of being chased, and even when they know that they don't
Yes.
even like that person.
Yes.
And so I think when you are upfront with someone like right away,
Yes.
they there's nothing that they can say or do to make you feel bad, because you can just be like, hey, I told you from the get-go this is what I
Yeah.
was looking for. Like, I'm looking for a friend,
Yep.
nothing else. Like, that's it.
That's
Yeah.
it.
That's it. Like,
You're right.
if you got your feelings hurt, that's on you.
Yeah.
And I
if you're
think
clear,
yeah.
at least.
Yeah, if you're clear. You just gotta make sure like what you're saying is like
Matching up.
matching up.
I also think it will be easier to do it before rather than after, because you can always go back on, well, I did say this is
Yeah.
what I wanted.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so this is kind of a different one. Why is feeling not cute enough or good enough becoming something so common in our society? Like, why is everybody like, oh, I don't feel cute, or I don't feel... Hello,
We
love.
have a guest.
Hi.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think honestly a big part is probably social media. Lila, if you're not watching, Lila hopped up on the table. Oh, she's gonna stay for a while. All right,
Cutie.
yeah. Take a seat. Do you have any advice? What do you think? Do you sometimes wake up, Lila, and not feel cute enough? Because you know what, you're cute every single day. Moving forward,
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is social media.
I for sure think so.
And everyone just compares to themselves on what they see on a screen. I
Yeah.
do it. I honestly do it almost every single day, and I definitely have gotten better at it.
Yeah.
But like sometimes you like look at someone and you're like, oh, they look so perfect. Well, reality is, guys, everyone can look a certain way on a screen.
Oof.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but I think there's such like a negative culture in our generation.
Yeah.
It's like trendy in a way to be like, I don't feel cute enough. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, am I making sense? What do you think, Jamison?
For
what do you
sure.
think?
I mean, I also think that, like, there's not a lot of separation between real life and social media anymore because, like, there's, like, the influencer now. So influencers are, like, not really sharing real life. It's all, like,
Yeah.
heightened. It's all, like,
true.
I'm in it for the money kind of thing.
Yeah.
And, like, ordinary people like myself are just kind of like, wow, look at them. And you're
Yeah.
like, but then also, like, they have a different life. That's kind of their job. It's not their real life.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of separation.
They
so there's
have to
just
look a
comparing.
certain way.
It's
Yeah.
just comparison.
That's
the whole
like
time.
literally if you are actually an Instagram influencer, then like you have to look a certain way because that's how you pay the bills.
Well, yeah, and it's all about numbers. It's
Exactly.
not about
It's all about
anything else but
analytics.
numbers.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's definitely like a toxic type thing.
Yeah.
Because we've kind of said it before, like how you speak to yourself really matters.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're like, man, I feel ugly today, you're gonna feel ugly for the rest of the day. Like
Yeah.
that doesn't mean you are ugly, but
Yeah.
like how you talk to yourself truly matters.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to like wake up in the morning looking at myself in the mirror and like, you know what, Christian? I date you.
Oh.
You look good.
You
You
do.
look beautiful.
Every day.
Those lips, they pop in. Oh my
Every
gosh,
day.
wait. Speaking of lips popping, guys, I got something called Sexy Mother Plucker. It's a lip gloss, and it basically makes your lips like on fire so
Yeah.
like they grow. Is that how?
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
Thumb.
what is that word you told me to do during the photo
Oh, you have
shoot?
to say prune, but leave your mouth there.
Yeah, like
Prune.
say the word if you want your lips to look good and juicy.
Oh,
Okay,
she said juicy.
you
Prune.
you say prune,
Prune.
and you leave your lips in that
Like-
form, and it's gonna be like in that like mollusk, like prune. Prune.
I have one last question.
Yeah.
And this actually goes to Jamison because one of the questions we got was advice for a 22-year-old man. That's kind of honestly what was said.
Okay.
So obviously we're not men, unless
You've
Do
got
you want me to show you? So okay.
whatever you want, love. But the
Time
point
is now.
The point is, so I feel like this is a great time. We have a man
Okay.
here, so it could be about life, about confidence, just something that you would tell your 22-year-old self, maybe.
Don't care so much.
Okay.
It's really not that big a deal.
I feel like
like
that can
that.
go towards like everybody.
Yeah, I mean, at 22, I was graduating, and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with anything that I just did. And so, like, it was just kind of like going through the motions, and
Yeah.
then things led to another, and then we're here right now, and like, I have so many things going forward that I'm looking
Yep.
forward to, and I feel like, don't put so much pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
There's no point in like comparing yourself to your college friends or high school friends who are already married and have 3 kids because that's just not your life anymore or at all. So I would say just like don't stress about it. It's something so small.
Everyone
like
has
that.
their life path.
It's your life. It's
Yeah.
your journey. Don't fret.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like
Easier
that too.
said than done sometimes, but you got to remember it.
Yeah, you gotta keep reminding yourself.
Yeah.
I love that. I think that's a great way to end. I mean, I don't know if y'all realize we've been talking for almost an hour.
Wow.
I know. Time flies and having fun.
True friends.
Well, what is your social media? Where can they find you?
Mostly Instagram, JAM0IS0N. Link
Yes.
down low if you
Link down
want.
below. 100%.
I'm not on there as often as I should be just because I haven't really been in the mood to do it.
Okay.
And I don't have anything that I'm
Yeah,
like, let me
his,
share
like-
this, but
You're like, we were talking about screen time is so low.
oh yeah, but
I respect you for that.
When
I
your job is
appreciate it.
social
I
media,
appreciate
so
it.
you're always on your phone.
The
I mean,
point is,
half of my day I'm at work already, so like
True.
the other half I'm napping and preparing for the next day.
can you tell the audience really quick a favorite drink that you recommend?
Oh my
for
gosh,
Starbucks?
there's so many. If you're into ice drinks, I love the vanilla sweet cream cold brew. I've been getting Americanos with honey and almond milk, or an almond milk latte with some honey. That's what I've been into.
I like that.
I like that a lot.
Also, we will keep you. Jameson's gonna leave soon, so we'll keep you updated on if this coffee boy.
It's
Comes in.
9:14 and the answer is not yet.
It'll happen. I have good hopes. Anything you want to say, Grace, before we leave and eat that lasagna?
I'm so happy that we got you on the podcast.
Me too.
Before you leave, because Jamison is actually going to be moving to California in January to start a full-time job.
A big boy job.
Big boy job.
So
and
boy.
I will just say I'm so excited to come visit and basically
Yeah.
live with you. So yeah, I'm so happy for you. You
You'll be
deserve everything
Thank
that
you,
is coming
thank
your
you,
way, all the
thank you.
goodness. We love you so much.
Yes,
and
we love you
thank
so
you so
much.
much for coming on the podcast.
I love you guys. Thank you.
Love you. We're gonna party now,
Guys, we hope that you enjoyed this episode. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm just really happy.
Like,
I love
follow,
my friends,
share.
love my life.
Like,
I
follow,
hope-
share.
We hope everyone has a great rest of your Thursday and a wonderful weekend. And stay.
Radiant.
Bye, guys.
Love you guys. You killed that.
Love you.
Take it up.
Huh?
Let's eat lasagna.
Let's eat lasagna.
In a little garage.
You did.